smile, her name, it was known around the world. Yet what we know of Farrah Fawcett was only a fraction of who she was.
I'm constantly surprised when people give me titles like that.
Everyone is suddenly talking about Farrah Fawcett again, and the reason is touching hearts everywhere. Years after her passing, her name is back in the spotlight, not just for her beauty or fame, but for the powerful story she left behind. From her brave fight with illness to surprising revelations that are only now coming to light, people are seeing her in a whole new way. Old memories, hidden truths, and emotional moments are all rising again, making fans look closer than ever before. But what exactly brought Farrah Fawcett back into the conversation after all this time? Join us to find out. Who is Farrah Fawcett? Farrah Fawcett was born in Corpus Christi on February 2, 1947, as Mary Farrah Lenny Fawcett. Growing up in a modest household with her mother, Pauline Alice, who came from a strong family background, and her father James Martin Fawcett, an oil field contractor, Farrah learned the importance of hard work and perseverance due to their financial struggles. Despite the challenges, she embraced a simple lifestyle and developed a strong work ethic and resilience. She went to a strict Catholic school, St. Patrick's, which instilled discipline in her daily routine. The structured setting influenced her behavior and instilled a strong sense of organization. Growing up, she spent time with her sister Diane, who later changed her name to Donna. Together, they navigated their shared childhood experiences, walking the same paths and experiencing family life together. Their upbringing may have been limited in scope, but it provided Farrah with valuable lessons that she carried into adulthood. From a young age, Farrah exuded a unique and captivating energy. At just 5 years old, she was already triumphing in art competitions in her community. She had a passion for drawing and molding objects with her hands, showcasing a level of concentration that seemed beyond her age. It was as though she had discovered an inner source that quietly directed her. This adoration for creativity remained steadfast within her, ingraining itself as a fundamental aspect of her identity. When she enrolled at W.B. Ray High School in Corpus Christi, her classmates started to see her differently. Not only was she skilled in art, but she also possessed a captivating beauty that captivated those around her. Throughout her high school years, she consistently won the title of the most beautiful student, an achievement that greatly boosted her self-assurance. In addition, her teachers observed her dedication and determination, recognizing her unwavering commitment to hard work despite the increasing spotlight on her. She transitioned from high school to college in 1965. She was awarded a scholarship in beauty to attend the University of Texas at Austin. Initially, she intended to pursue a degree in microbiology, sticking to a familiar and straightforward path. Residing at Mayfair House on Pearl Street and becoming a member of the Delta 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 sorority, she worked on adjusting to her new environment and continuing with her intended course of study. However, a shift occurred as her photographs caught the eye of many, and she was recognized as one of the top 10 attractive students at the university. This led to her being noticed by a Hollywood PR agent, triggering a transformation in her life. It felt like a new opportunity was presenting itself to her, guiding her toward a fresh direction. She took a daring step when she was 18 years old. In the year 1967, she made the courageous move to leave college and relocate to Los Angeles in pursuit of an acting career. This decision was met with shock by those in her hometown, as she lacked substantial backing or a concrete strategy. However, she was guided by a strong intuition that urged her to take a chance. Despite the absence of guarantees or security, she opted to heed that inner voice. But that brought a great amount of struggles down her path. Stay with us. The struggle behind the smile. Upon Farrah Fawcett's arrival in Los Angeles, she faced numerous challenges. The city didn't exactly roll out the red carpet for her. It seemed to put her through a series of tests. She faced rejection after rejection in casting rooms, but she refused to give up. Finding work was an uphill battle, so she took on whatever odd jobs she could to make ends meet. From working as a shampoo girl to featuring in print ads, she made do with what she had. Living modestly and cautiously, She clung to the hope of catching a break in the industry. In 1969, she made a daring decision that immediately caught the eye of many. She decided to participate in a nude photo shoot for Esquire magazine. The feedback was swift and intense. Some viewed her actions as courageous, while others thought it would ruin her Hollywood prospects. The backlash was pronounced, causing her to doubt herself. It appeared as though her aspirations may be dashed before they even took off. However, the controversy also brought her significant attention, leading to previously closed opportunities starting to present themselves. During that period, she adopted a new defining feature: her hair, which she styled with soft feathered layers. The look was reminiscent of the beach waves she adored as a youngster in Corpus Christi. Initially, casting professionals dismissed her style as too basic and unremarkable. However, the general public disagreed. Her fashion sense caught on rapidly, appearing in various publications and advertisements. What was once questioned by some became the very attribute that made her stand out. Despite the increasing attention, Farrah remained reserved internally. She possessed a timid demeanor that persisted. Her parents continued to wish for her to come back home and abandon her life in Hollywood. In 1968, she attempted to leave it all behind by traveling to Japan to pursue a career in modeling. In search of new opportunities, she found herself feeling isolated and misplaced instead. This endeavor exposed her to the challenges of being away from her roots. Upon her return, she felt more empowered and resolute. If she chose to continue down this path, she was determined to do so on her own terms. In Los Angeles, the pace of life picked up. In the summer of 1968, she quickly landed a contract with a prestigious modeling agency. Within that same year, she was featured in over 100 TV ads, promoting products such as Max Factor and Noxzema. She became known as the charming, relatable girl next door. Despite tempting opportunities, she maintained her integrity by turning down offers that conflicted with her values, even if they promised instant fame. This decision made her journey more challenging, but it also set her apart from the rest. In 1969, she made her film debut with Love is a Funny Thing, directed by Claude Lelouch. The movie was filmed partly in Old Tucson. Although her role was minor with no dialogue, it provided her with a valuable insight into the filmmaking process. Despite its unassuming start, it had significance in her journey. In 1970, she landed her first speaking part in Myra Breckinridge, starring opposite Raquel Welch. The movie, inspired by a tale from Gore Vidal, stirred up controversy. The atmosphere on set was tense, and the plot presented difficulties. Eventually, Farrah became uneasy about her involvement in the project and its impact on her reputation. Despite the film's lack of success, it managed to increase her visibility. It is possible for fame to rise even in the midst of unfavorable circumstances. From 1969 to 1970, she made brief appearances on TV programs such as The Flying Nun and Mayberry RFD. Although audiences enjoyed her presence on screen, she encountered a challenge off-camera. Her characters were frequently reduced to their physical appearance rather than showcasing her talent. Dialogue was altered to emphasize her looks, leading her to feel constrained. As a result, she developed a determination to demonstrate her capabilities beyond superficial aspects. Her personal life was experiencing rapid changes as well. She crossed paths with Lee Majors in 1968, and their romance became public knowledge. This garnered her added public scrutiny, and she felt the weight of expectations. There were instances when she felt compelled to alter her course. Despite this, she persevered in her career and remained steadfast in her ambitions. The tension in their relationship escalated gradually. In 1976, there was a significant shift. Farrah's photo in a red swimsuit, taken by Bruce McBroom, became a sensation. It quickly became one of the best-selling posters in American history, with over 12 million copies sold. In just the first year, more than 6 million copies were purchased. This poster catapulted her into an icon in the blink of an eye. But then fame finally came. Stick around. The price of standing strong. In 1976, Farrah Fawcett took on a character in Charlie's Angels that would have a lasting impact on her life. Portraying Jill Monroe, she debuted on the ABC network on September 22, 1976. The show was an instant hit, capturing nearly 59% of TV audiences by the end of its first season. It seemed as though the entire nation was tuning in to watch. Farrah quickly rose to worldwide fame, with some attributing the show's popularity to her iconic hairstyle. However, despite the glamorous exterior, her daily routine was exhausting and demanding. Shooting sessions could extend for up to 18 hours continuously. Reporters constantly trailed her, allowing her minimal opportunities for relaxation. Despite her immense popularity, she received a meager paycheck of just $5,000 per episode. Numerous individuals believed she merited a higher salary due to the significant role she played in garnering viewer interest. Over time, the stress started to take a toll on her. Farrah desired more substantial and meaningful storylines for her character. She yearned for Jill Monroe to be portrayed as authentic and reflective. Nevertheless, the show's producers prioritized her public image over her creative input. In her personal life, Farrah experienced difficulties with Lee Majors. His jealousy only added to the existing pressure she was facing. Farrah eventually reached a point where she made a discreet choice to exit the television show. Despite only appearing in 8 episodes in 1977, Farrah decided to leave, which surprised many in the entertainment industry. By walking away, Farrah forfeited a contract worth approximately $7 million. Even with the producer's offer of $10,000 per episode to try to persuade her to stay, Farrah stood firm in her decision to leave. Farrah had a unique perspective on things. In that same year, her popular poster had already earned her around $400,000 in royalties. When she demanded a better agreement, hoping to receive 10% of merchandise profits instead of 2%, the producers rejected her request. Subsequently, they initiated a lawsuit against her for $13 million and attempted to hinder her career progression. The dispute became a public spectacle and dragged on for quite some time. Ultimately, they settled the matter, and Farrah made a return for 6 guest appearances. Nevertheless, the ordeal had a lasting impact. The industry was not quick to embrace those who dared to challenge it, and Farrah experienced years of exclusion. Nevertheless, her efforts had an impact. She demonstrated that even a well-known celebrity could face unjust treatment and taught the significance of advocating for one's own rights. By the conclusion of 1977, her presence was ubiquitous. Her likeness adorned various merchandise like lunchboxes, dolls, and board games, generating substantial revenue. At approximately that time, she made an appearance in the movie Logan's Run, where she acted alongside Michael York and Jenny Agutter. Despite the film having a significant budget and making around $25 million, critics were critical of Farrah's performance, believing it fell short of their expectations. She was given minimal time to get ready, which was evident in her portrayal. In 1978, she appeared in Somebody Killed Her Husband alongside Lee Majors. The movie underperformed, only making around $11 million. Critics were not impressed, leading to widespread negative discussion about the project, a journey of pain and strength. In 1981, Farrah Fawcett experienced a resurgence of success when she starred in The Cannonball Run, a blockbuster movie that grossed approximately $100 million. Despite the apparent brightness of this achievement, it was overshadowed by a tragic incident during filming in June 1980. Farrah's stunt double, Heidi Von Beltz, was severely injured in a car accident due to faulty steering and lack of seat belts. This traumatic event deeply affected Farrah, causing her to avoid roles involving physical danger for years to come. It served as a reminder of the dark side of success and the personal toll it can take. Farrah felt increasingly confined by the public's perception of her as the early 1980s unfolded. She found herself being typecast in roles that only emphasized her physical appearance, leading her to reject numerous opportunities that could have maintained her celebrity status. Yearning for more depth and significance, Farrah started receiving whispers that her fame was waning. By 1981, she was auditioning for soap operas to stay in the game, while poor financial decisions slowly eroded her savings. Though she continued to wear a smile in public, internally, she was grappling with the challenges of reclaiming her credibility after once being at the top of her game. In 1984, a shift began to occur once again. Farrah embraced the character of Francine Hughes in The Burning Bed, a film inspired by the real-life ordeal of an abused woman. Farrah immersed herself in thorough preparation for this role, dedicating 2 weeks to intense rehearsals and putting herself in uncomfortable situations to grasp the character's deep-seated fear. The filming process proved to be emotionally charged, with Farrah delivering powerful performances in the intense scenes. Upon the movie's release on October 8, 1984, audiences witnessed a new facet of Farrah. She was no longer merely a recognizable celebrity, but a respected actress. Her portrayal garnered critical acclaim, earning her an Emmy nomination and altering the public's perception of her. In the same year, she made an appearance in The Guardian, portraying a defense lawyer dealing with tough cases. Despite delivering a powerful performance filled with emotions, some of her standout scenes were edited out to meet broadcasting guidelines. This let her down as she desired for her entire work to be displayed. Although the series was short-lived, running only 6 episodes, viewers were still able to appreciate the complexity she brought to her character. In 1983, prior to that event, Farrah made a daring move by appearing on stage in the play Extremities. She portrayed a character who bravely confronts her assailant. The part required a lot from her physically and emotionally. The scenes were so powerful that she would frequently exit the stage with actual bruises. At times, the audience became so engrossed that they wanted to intervene. Farrah had to seek assistance in handling her emotions after each show. Nevertheless, the character displayed her bravery and altered the perceptions of critics toward her. In 1986, she revisited the story in Extremities, the movie adaptation where she starred alongside James Russo. The scenes were intense and authentic, filled with unrestrained physical performances. Taking charge after the director's departure, Farrah took on a key role in crafting the dialogue. The film largely reflected her own intuition, resulting in commercial success with a $10 million box office and a Golden Globe nomination for her performance. It sparked discussions on weighty topics, showcasing her adeptness in tackling powerful and evocative narratives. She went above and beyond in 1989 with her role in Small Sacrifices. Playing a mother caught in a tragic situation, she delved deep into real-life documents and accounts to create a realistic and impactful performance. Her portrayal in this role garnered her yet another Emmy nomination, sparking discussions and praise for her talent. She had come a long way from the start of her career, where critics questioned her abilities. In 1991, she collaborated with Ryan O'Neal on the show Good Sports. The project encountered various obstacles, such as setbacks and alterations. They were only able to complete 17 episodes. Despite the challenges, Farrah maintained her professionalism by regularly assisting in advancing scenes that were stuck. In the next year, she appeared in the film Ruby Cairo. Despite having a high budget, the movie failed to do well commercially. Critics pointed out flaws in the film, which left her feeling disheartened. Subsequently, she took a break from acting and went back to her passion for sculpting, something she had always enjoyed. In 1997, she shocked the public by unveiling a set of 19 bronze sculptures, showcasing a fresh and innovative side of her creativity. While some critics commended her meticulous craftsmanship, others raised doubts about her artistry. Nevertheless, she persevered in her pursuit to establish herself as a respected artist. In the same year, she collaborated with Robert Duvall on The Apostle. The production proved challenging due to clashing work methods leading to conflicts. The project experienced setbacks, and she found herself under financial strain due to her participation. Nevertheless, the film was well received, highlighting her dedication to substantial projects. In the year 1998, she made a brief appearance on the show Ally McBeal. Her character was lighthearted and entertaining, which garnered positive responses from viewers who admired her fresh portrayal. Rather than prolonging her stint on the show, she decided to shift her attention to more profound endeavors. And while all these were going on, her personal life was in shambles. What happened? Let's find out. The strength to stand alone. Farrah Fawcett and Lee Majors tied the knot on July 28, 1973, in a lavish ceremony held at the Hotel Bel Air that seemed straight out of a fairy tale. Farrah, who had a deep appreciation for Indian customs, incorporated vibrant colors, music, and meaningful traditions into the wedding ceremony. The venue was filled with lively energy, with numerous well-known personalities in attendance. The event was heavily documented by cameras, capturing each and every moment. Their romantic journey had begun in 1968 and had blossomed steadily over the years. In the eyes of many, they appeared to be the perfect couple, radiating strength and promise. Their life together was peaceful and lovely at first, however. Over time, a shift began to occur. The issues in their relationship became evident by the year 1979. Lee's fame from the $6 Million Man clashed with Farrah's growing success in Charlie's Angels. As her popularity increased, his feelings of envy intensified. Their household became strained, with Lee imposing strict rules at times and their disagreements becoming more frequent. At certain points, she even found herself locked out of her own home. Their demanding careers kept them apart, escalating the situation. Their marriage came to a conclusion in 1982, leaving fans surprised as they had previously thought the couple would be together forever. Farrah found herself in a new and intricate situation after her divorce when she started dating Ryan O'Neal in 1979. Their bond was intense yet turbulent, filled with love and challenges. For almost 3 decades, they experienced both moments of closeness and detachment in their relationship. The birth of their son, Redmond O'Neal, in 1985 briefly brought them closer together. However, the difficulties they faced remained unresolved. In 1997, Farrah experienced a heartbreaking moment in her personal life. On Valentine's Day, she went to Ryan's house in Malibu and found him with Leslie Stephenson, which was a painful and silent moment for her. Despite expecting it to some extent, Farrah kept her composure, asked a straightforward question, and left. She later confessed to feeling devastated by the incident. From that day on, their relationship changed irreversibly. During that year, Farrah decided to take a brave step. After finding out that she was not properly compensated for her Emmy-nominated performance in Small Sacrifices, she chose to take her production company to court. Through the legal process, she was able to prove that she deserved a higher payment and ended up winning $1.5 million. This was an unusual occurrence in Hollywood, causing confusion and varying reactions in those around her. Some distanced themselves quietly, while others openly criticized her actions. Despite the backlash, Farrah earned admiration for her determination to seek fairness over complacency. In 1997, Farrah faced a challenging situation when she was physically assaulted by James Orr during a personal dispute. This incident resulted in her sustaining injuries. Subsequently, Orr was apprehended and convicted for his actions. Farrah courageously shared her experience in court, shedding light on the abuse of power within the entertainment industry. Her testimony sparked crucial discussions on the mistreatment of women. Throughout this period, there existed a more subdued aspect of her life that remained hidden from most. Farrah had been acquainted with Greg Lott since their days at the University of Texas in Austin. Their relationship endured for over 3 decades, primarily out of the limelight. In 1998, they rekindled their connection, and he emerged as a consistent source of strength for her. Following her demise, it became evident just how significant his presence had been in her life. In her will, she bequeathed him a sum of $100,000, solidifying the depth of their bond. During the 1980s and 1990s, Farrah was surrounded by rumors of addiction. These speculations were often connected to Ryan O'Neal's battles with substance abuse. In reality, Farrah sought help in 1982 and dealt with her issues discreetly. She kept this part of her life under wraps for a long time. However, in 1997, she candidly discussed her struggles in an interview with Playboy. Her openness caught many off guard and contributed to breaking the stigma surrounding addiction. This revelation humanized her in the eyes of others, shifting the perception of her from a distant celebrity to a relatable individual. Farrah encountered a significant challenge in September 2006 when she was diagnosed with stage 0 anal cancer at the age of 59. The tumor was likened to the size of a strawberry, and she commenced treatment at UCLA, undergoing chemotherapy and radiation. Farrah made deliberate decisions regarding her treatment, prioritizing the preservation of her well-being. On her 60th birthday in February 2007, doctors informed her that she was completely free of cancer, bringing about a moment of happiness. Despite this positive news, Farrah chose to be cautious and refrained from widely disclosing the information. Just a couple months after that, in May of 2007, the cancer resurfaced and metastasized to her liver. The unexpected swiftness caught both her and her medical team off guard. In light of this development, Farrah made a bold choice. She opted to disclose her battle publicly. She requested her dear friend, Alana Stewart, to document her ordeal. Initially, her friend was unsure, but Farrah insisted on transparency. Farrah's story, a documentary aired on NBC in 2009, featuring recordings of her hospital visits, personal challenges, and intimate moments rarely shared by patients. With nearly 9 million viewers, the documentary aimed to reveal the true face of illness, breaking the facade of perfection. Farrah's resilience, compassion, and authenticity struck a chord with audiences, leaving a lasting impression of bravery. A quiet fight that touched the world. Farrah Fawcett, full of optimism, made a bold decision in 2007. She opted to undergo experimental treatment at the University Hospital Frankfurt, displaying incredible courage. The journey was arduous, with unfamiliar treatments and unclear details causing speculation and worry. Some suspected she was receiving unapproved therapies, sparking both interest and alarm. Enduring pain and daily uncertainties, Farrah also had to navigate language barriers, adding to the sense of isolation. Nevertheless, she remained resilient, earning admiration from fellow patients for her determination to explore unconventional solutions. In her last days, Farrah not only battled her illness, but also faced emotional challenges. Alana Stewart and Ryan O'Neal stood by her, providing comfort during her tough times. Alana Stewart later revealed that Farrah had desired to spend her final moments by the ocean in Malibu, but her wish was not fulfilled, leaving a somber tone to her final days and prompting thoughts on the hardships she endured till the end. Farrah's testament, crafted in 2007, demonstrated her strong affection for her loved ones. To ensure her son, Redmond O'Neal, was taken care of, she allocated $4.5 million to him. Initially, Ryan O'Neal did not receive a significant portion, but later received a smaller sum linked to her artistic creations. The majority of her assets were designated for her son and father. Additionally, she made a significant choice to establish the Farrah Fawcett Foundation, earmarking $3.3 million for its operations. One of her most enduring contributions was the establishment of that organization. As years passed, it evolved into a prominent player in the field of cancer research. By the year 2025, it had amassed over $10 million and funded over 100 studies globally. Farrah continued to be actively engaged with the foundation. Despite battling her illness, she was passionate about assisting others and aimed to enhance the accessibility of treatment. Her actions reshaped the perception of the public towards the charitable involvement of celebrities. Farrah exemplified how genuine compassion can stem from personal challenges. Farrah passed away on the morning of June 25, 2009, at 9:28. She was in St. John's Health Center in Santa Monica. Ryan O'Neal and Alana Stewart were with her. Her funeral occurred a few days later at the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels. The service was a somber and heartfelt occasion, attended by individuals who had cared for and admired her. Farrah was interred at Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery, next to Rodney Dangerfield. Colleagues from her time on Charlie's Angels paid their respects. Fans from all over the globe grieved her loss, recalling her not only for her physical beauty, but also her inner fortitude. Over time, her impact only expanded. In the year 2025, her foundation's efforts were still making a difference in people's lives. Fundraising events such as the Tex-Mex Fiesta Gala united supporters and generated crucial financial support. Not only was she known for her philanthropy, but her iconic feathered hairstyle also made a comeback in trend-setting circles. Celebrities and young stars started sporting the look on prestigious occasions, putting her timeless style back in the public eye. It served as a touching reflection of her enduring influence. Her influence was still felt in Charlie's Angels as well. The updated versions of the series, launched in 2000 and 2019, embodied the essence she had established. The focus remained on powerful and self-reliant female characters, mirroring her original vision. Admirers revisited her contributions to the show, recognizing the significant impact she had on its identity. Simultaneously, her son Redmond encountered his own challenges. Throughout the years, he grappled with legal issues stemming from addiction. Farrah attempted to shield him by setting up a trust fund for his inheritance, earmarking it primarily for healthcare expenses. Her affection for him was evident through her careful arrangements for his well-being. Nevertheless, his obstacles intertwined with her narrative, highlighting the limitation of love in averting adversity. Her sculptures fetched considerable sums at an auction, catching many off guard who were unaware of her artistic abilities. These occurrences served as a reminder that she was not just a movie actress, but also a talented artist in various respects.